Hey all, it's David Ducker coming back at you, and today we're going to be talking about information streams in RPGs. How do your players learn about the world, the setting, the characters, the story? I've been running a lot of Call of Cthulhu lately, so I've been doing a lot of mysteries and investigations. I've also got a new campaign in Blue Planet in which we have to introduce the planet and the setting to the characters. So I've been thinking a lot about exposition. I did my video, Exposition Tax. I've an age of time ago done a video, Show Don't Tell. So I just wanted to do this video talking about exactly where or how do you show them rather than tell them. So there's a couple things. There's what they already know in character. So that's going to be their knowledge ranks, their education, their learning, their lore. So they can make tests, and then you do tell them because they already know. So that's one thing, inherent knowledge that they have. Second thing is things they can see and find out, use library, research, just reading somewhere, reading the newspaper. This could be overhearing gossip. This could be just watching and studying what's going on around them, watching the news. So these, this is kind of half and half. So that one is definitely just tell them. This one is mostly just telling them again, oh, you learned this, you learned that. So very little bias, typically, hopefully, probably some bias from the authors. And then the last one, the most interesting, the one you want to push the most, is to learn things by talking to people. You get their opinions on things, which may or may not line up with the truth perfectly. So, for every fact in the game, I try to think of the information stream that gets it to the players. There's a haunted tree in the forest. Can they see it? Can they read about it? Might they have heard about it? So those are all things, that are passive, that are telling them. And then I think of showing. Who can tell them about this tree? Is there a village drunk? Is there a madman screaming about it? Is there a botanist? Are there elves? Are there satyrs? Are there druids? Are there historians even who say, oh, this tree is historically important locally. It used to be worshipped by pagans of some sort. The historian is Christian, so everyone who's not Christian is a pagan to him. It's some kind of pagan. It's like they're all the same, aren't they? It's like no. So who can tell them? And this has added a lot to my game. It's helped me anticipate what the characters are going to do, what I need to do to get the story across to my players. Who can tell them about this thing? How biased are they? Are they fun to role play with? Are they not fun to talk to? Are they constantly like itching and scratching, looking around, and they got a kind of frenzy in their eyes, and they're sniffling, and they won't look you in the eye. And when they do look you in the eye, they gaze, and they start breathing heavy. Who wants to talk to that guy? Nobody. But he might be the one information stream that can get across the point. What is living in the sewers? What kind of drugs is it pushing on you? So I just wanted to kind of share some rambling insights about information streams. How do you learn things? Because as writers, you often you'll have, there's all these stories. It's like, well, how do the characters get hooked? How do they interact? How do they touch on that story? And you need to have that there. It's one thing that there's an ancient elven empire and there's ruins everywhere. It's another thing to actually have a reason to go into these ruins. Or it's another thing to even care about exploring why the Elven Empire fell. And then once you care and you want to know, how do you learn about it? Is there an elf still alive because he's immortal? Are there bas reliefs in the ruins? Are there scrolls written by the dwarfs? Um, can you talk to an angel? And the angel, he watched it and he's weeping over the fall of the elves because they were so pious and holy. And now there's just pagans running loose everywhere. What kind of pagans? Oh, they're all the same. Fuck you, angel. So, try to find those hooks, the mud in the water, so you can kind of guide them down into the dirt. Get dirty with the story, but you gotta slowly lead them into it. So that's kind of my ramble about information streams. May or may not be helpful, may or may not be coherent. But I am your information stream for RPGs. And until I see you again, good day and good gaming.